Amazon NFT initiative is coming soon. First mover Asia, Amazon's Web3 foray will be compliance nightmare as Bitcoin tops $23,900. So in this story over here, there's sources from Amazon that say they're planning to launch a digital asset enterprise. They say NFT Web3 gaming initiative is expected to launch in the spring. Of course, you guys, we still are in this crypto bear market. So this is just kind of rumors at this point. It sounds like to me. And they said they have partners lined up for the project, including Layer 1 blockchains, gaming startups, and crypto exchanges. And I wonder who those crypto exchanges are going to be considering the recent fallout. Zach, I saw your hand up first. Love to hear your opinion.
Yeah, Amazon has always been a big one. And, again, this is based on sources, unnamed sources. We don't know if this is going to happen. Spring, like April, I think is mentioned as when this might happen. Should it happen, and should some of the details that are in this report pan out to be true, it's potentially really interesting. There's something mentioned about crypto people playing, Amazon customers playing crypto games and receiving free NFTs in reward. So there is some thinking here, at least according to these sources that Blockworks spoke with. And I guess if that came to pass, that would be potentially really interesting for exposing this whole Web3 gaming conversation to a much wider base of users than historically have been aware of this. So that's really interesting. Of course, some of the new upstart, NFT marketplaces focused on gaming might be a little bit of work. They might be worried by this, right? Like Fractal comes to mind, right? They're doing gaming NFTs both on Solana, and I think they also mentioned something on Polygon last week, right? So unless that's one of those exchanges that's being tapped, could be, because I think a Twitch co-founder is involved. I know Amazon and Twitch have had relationships in the past. Could be one of those ones that's brought into the fold. But if you're not brought into the fold and this big giant Web2 incumbent comes along and says, hey, we're doing this, we're doing your business model, that should give some crypto entrepreneurs reason to be potentially a bit scared. But anyway, we'll see if this all pans out. This is all based on unnamed sources at present. So we shall see. I'm going to toss it to Jen, though, because I think this is like a sweet spot for Jen in terms of Web2, NFT adoption, gaming, all sorts of stuff in here that could potentially be quite large.
So many things.
All the things.
This felt like a bull market story, an announcement of an announcement. And with Amazon, we are continuously like, Amazon's going to do something. Oh, no way, Amazon's not going to do something. These sources say this, but Amazon says this. And here we are again. I think this is really interesting. I think from a gaming perspective and disclosure, I do contribute to a Web3 gaming DAO. It's interesting, a lot of Web3 game developers who are innovating in this space and have innovated in the gaming space previously are kind of against these big centralized players, right? The big centralized players have turned the gaming industry into one where developers and players are not extracting any of the value. And I think that kind of exists outside of the gaming space too, right? That's why NFTs were developed. That's why we're having all of this innovation in Web3. And then we have the Amazons and the Instagrams who come in and the audience is there. So we're all rah for it. And so I think this is good for getting audiences to understand what NFTs are, to experience what NFTs are. But if it continues down the same path, we're just going to repeat the same problems that we are trying to solve with all of our Web3 technology. Will, what do you think?
Yeah, just sinking into what you're saying there, I think the FANG stocks is right. This is what everyone wants to happen. This is what we wanted to happen in the last few years, is these FANG stocks to get into crypto. So it's Facebook really got into crypto. Haven't really seen anything from Apple. There's always been rumors swirling there that Apple's going to do something. They're going to launch a Bitcoin wallet, or at least loosen restrictions on their own Apple services to allow more crypto things. Amazon has been a big one, waiting on it. Netflix, of course, not a ton there. And then Google, some integrations, right? We've seen a few things here and there with their Google Web Services or other things of that sort. Amazon would be a big one, especially for NFTs and gaming, because I think the relationship with Twitch is that they own it at this point, though someone can definitely fact check me on that one. So if they did allow some sort of NFT thing, then yeah, that would be a pretty big boon for adoption. To throw some cold water on this, though, I think there's just a lot of questions remaining. Looking at the Blockworks report, congrats to them for getting a possible scoop here, but there's not a ton of information on what this looks like or how it's going to be built, saying a possible announcement in April. So I'm really just waiting, going to hold my breath until we see something live from Amazon, or maybe something a little bit more built out at this point. Wendy, I'll throw it up to you.
Yeah, I agree with you, Will. I think these announcements are exciting. They're good steps forward because it is being reported by CoinDesk and, mainstream media, which is good because it helps kind of push that idea, makes people a little bit more comfortable when it actually does happen. But at the same time, we keep hearing these stories, we keep hearing these sources, we keep hearing these announcements. But until you actually see an action be done, to me, it's just a bunch of word salad.
Do we think it's actually going to happen in April? Should we take a quick little vote here?
Yeah, why don't we take a
I don't
little
think it's
vote
going to
here?
happen.
I don't
Put
think
my
it's going to
little
happen
hands
either.
down. I don't think it's going to happen.
I'm with it. I'll stand up for the reporting here. Michael Bodley from Blockworks. I'll stand up for the guy.
Nothing against
Zach's
the reporter. I
always
just
standing
feel
up for
No,
like
it could just be Amazon delays it. That's my
Exactly.
bet.
Could be.
just like
Could
their
be.
orders.
We have nothing against Blockworks. Yep.